The second part of your setup, stance, and stride is your stance. And your stance is how your feet are in relationship to each other. And this is going to affect a lot of things. Your balance, how you see the ball, your bat path, the momentum you create with your lower half. Your stance is very important. And there's 5 general adjustments you can make. You can widen your stance. So from B1 and B5, I'm going to go B0 and B6. You can see how wide I am. Once again, I'm tall, so I'm 6'3", so this mat's plenty big, but that's widening. You can go narrow, so from B1 and B5, I'm going to go B2 and B4. That's getting a very narrow stance. I'm sure you've seen it. You can also go from B1, B5, you can go open. So I'm going to move from front foot from B5 to D5. And now you can see I have an open stance. And from B1 and B5, you can become closed. So I'm going to move my back foot to D1 and my front foot to B5. And you can see now I have a closed stance. The last one is just to be square. And those are the 5 different adjustments you can make to your stance. Let's take a look at widening your stance and what that might do for you. So from B1 to B4, I'm going to move my front foot to B6. And you can see I've widened out. You're probably going to want to pair this with a smaller stride, maybe just a heel pick or just a half stride. You probably don't want to do a big leg kick with a wide stance. You probably want to start with a narrow stance with a big leg kick, but you might want to widen out. It gets you lower in the zone and typically more balanced. Okay, and we can take a look at another adjustment you can make, narrowing your stance. So from B1 and B5, I'm going to go to B1 and B3. And what that is, it's going to make you taller and free up your swing a little bit. It can maybe generate a little bit more power. This is normally paired with a bigger leg kick because you got to get to a hitting position. So from B1, B3, I'm going to stride to B6. And that's my load. B3, B6. Narrowing can free you up and get launched. We're going to look at our third adjustment, opening up. So B1 to D5, you can see now I'm more open. And you might want to do this. You can check to see you might be back, your back eye might be dominant. So by being open, it kind of allows you to get both eyes on the pitcher and allows you to see possibly better. Another reason players might start open, not only for better eyesight or better vision on the pitcher. So once again, we're in B1, B5. It's going to be, you can force yourself to stride towards the plate. If you're having trouble stepping in the bucket, you might want to start open. So B1, B5, I'm going to stride to A6. And you can see how that brings my momentum towards the pitcher and towards right center field. B1, D5, stride to A6. The closed stance is when your front foot is closer to home plate than your back foot. So we're going to move this back foot and we're going to put it at D1 and we're going to put this front foot to B5. This is somewhat of a drastic closed stance, but you see some of the major league players, Giancarlo Stanton comes to mind with a very closed stance. And what this can provide is some rotational power. So from B5, I'm going to stride to A6. And you can see you really can rotate off that front foot with a closed stance. Some people believe that it can also help you go to right field, but for me, it actually helped me pull the ball. B1, B5, we're going to close off their stance, and we're going to go to A6. Now you can see that you really got to turn your head when you're in a closed stance, but players make it work. Once again, I referenced Giancarlo Stanton, and he's a pretty darn good hitter. And the last stance we're going to look at is just your typical square stance. This is where you're more balanced. Maybe you can spray the ball to all fields. You don't want to make any drastic adjustments by opening or closing yourself. This is just your typical square stance.